Hello, my wonderful friends. I'm so happy to be with you today. I'm happy to be in contact. I'm happy to be seen by you. I'm hoping that you can see me. When I say that, I really mean that I'm hoping that your opinions about me or things in general are not blocking your ability to actually see me. That's actually what often happens. And so, I wanted to bring up one of my favorite books. A lot of people know about this book. It's called Enlightened Courage. I love this gentleman's face. He just has such a beautiful, shining face, and this is about the 7-point mind training. And this is really just a brilliant text, and it really is distilled down to what is called the root text in the first 3 pages, the first real 3 pages of the book. And it gives advice, about living a life of practice. And I've used this book for probably 30 years, and it's just such an amazing book. Very short, simple advice. And it says a lot of interesting things. It talks about when the world is filled with evils, which, I think many people would frame the world as right now, to place all setbacks on the path of liberation. A lot of really good advice. But one of the pieces of advice it has is to not have opinions on other people's actions. I think that's kind of interesting. Don't have opinions about other people's actions. We certainly seem to be living in the time of just inflamed opinion, and we all have opinion, and we have the opportunity to express our opinion and to put it out in the world, and of course, that has the opportunity for being a blessing. At the same time, we have to understand that it's important that we release it and not feel like we still own it, not to try to own our opinion in the world, just release it and let it go. I think it's really interesting to look at opinion and understand that, to me, it sort of is similar to thinking about your immune system. We have so many autoimmune diseases right now. It seems like more than ever. I deal with them. A lot of people I know deal with them. For me, as an example, I've had just overwhelming allergies throughout my whole adult life, really never stopping at any time during the year. They've gotten worse as time has gone on. It's really, I feel, a relationship to having my nervous system stuck into that fight or flight mode at an early period of my life, and having it just kind of be stuck. And so for myself, what I do is sort of manage my relationship to that nervous system, to anxiety. It can give the sense that I'm extremely calm, but I'm really managing it almost as in chronic pain. And to me, opinion has a lot of similarity to having a nervous system that's so inflamed, at least the way that we are relating to opinion in our world today. A nervous system that's so inflamed that the immune system actually begins to attack you. We have diseases where our immune system gets so out of control, so agitated, that it begins to attack the very element that it's meant to protect. And I feel like we are in that state. And so when this book, Enlightened Courage, and again, it's on the 7-point mind training, it just, to me, it really points to the beauty of understanding that what we're working for is a direction and not a destination. Clearly, we're not going to be able to live without opinion. At least that's my opinion. However, what we can do is we can understand it when it becomes out of control. We can see that to me, we really need to consider dampening down our opinion, not having it be so inflamed, not having it be so ready to jump as any person we see is doing something that we disagree with. Yes, we're going to be dealing with people who have opinions that are really hard to be with and may even appear to be reprehensible. However, the question is do you do something even more damaging when you just indulge in your negative opinion? When you're dripping with judgment and disdain for those around you. I'm not saying they may not be doing something that is not helpful, but are you doing something that's even more not helpful? So let's consider just pulling back opinion just a little bit. Let's consider focusing in what we do rather than other people, and as far as what they do. I'm not saying that we can't fight for what we really feel is what we would like to see in the world, but maybe we don't need to be attacking people to make it come about. And actually, maybe the attacking makes it actually less likely to be successful. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this. It's just something to consider. So I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Remember, on August 2nd, which just happens to be my birthday. I don't know. It's a coincidence. On August 2nd, I'm going to start a 40-day practice, and I'm going to be leading up to it. Consider the mission, should you choose to accept it, to be very clear about your values in the next week as we begin to shape the 40-day practice. Listen carefully. Here we go. I can't help but be struck with the irony that growing up in a situation where I was so disliked that I became an adult in a world where it is so important to be liked, and yet maybe not as important as we think. So I bring my hands into prayer position and I bow to you, because to me, the opportunity is yours. We can all step into shining kindness into the world. Namaste.